It's been 6.5 hours and it's finally time for Game 6. We'll be right back with Alliance vs Cloud9 after this.
Sideline of ball! Blake Widow's doing it! They're gonna take! He's gonna bring down Burning! Alone with a double kill! Dropping fast! Monopoint's there! He's still alive! Roshan is slide! He's got one side! He's got a second! He's taking it! They're overtime! On three! They're all dead!
And we're back for our final match of the day. We've had 6 best-of-1 matches, or 3 best-of-2s, depending on how you feel like doing the math. But either way, our final game of day 1 of WPC Western action is finally here. It's Cloud9 versus Alliance. In game 1, it was all Alliance all the way. Cloud9 had a few moments, but some questionable item selections sealed their fate. And, well, to bring us all the analysis, of course, we've got Fear joining me, LD. And Fear, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. I actually want to see every single team go 1-1.
That would be an interesting way to start the day.
It could happen.
What if you have a 5-way tie?
Yeah.
What do you do?
What do you do? Just start over?
That is the one issue with the BO2 format, is in theory it lends itself more to that type of scenario. Like with BO3, somebody's got to win each series, so there's less possible ways to tie, but yeah, less permutations anyway. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see.
We're knotted up. First series was 1-1, second series was 1-1, and then maybe this one will go 1-1.
Alright, guys, well, you might as well put all your rares on Cloud9 for this game. Oops, sorry, too late. It's actually, there's no bet because they changed the schedule last second, but too bad for Dota 2 Lounge. Either way, if you're just joining us, this is WPC's Western Qualifiers. It's a 5-team round-robin group stage. Each team plays 1 BO2 against each other team, so I believe there's a total of 10 BO2 matches. Or 20 BO1s, depending on how you want to look at it. And then from that, you just rank the teams, the top 2 advance, and I guess if there's a tie, they'll go to tiebreakers. But anyway, Alliance on the Radiant side, they have first picked this game, and I mean, you mentioned they're trying to find their footing, but they're also being very unpredictable. First picking the Chen in this particular game.
Yeah, I wonder what goes through their head when they're picking the first 2 heroes.
Do you think it's like, let's like experiment, let's like mess with Cloud9, or do you think it's like they have a few select strategies that they're looking to run?
It's either they have like these pre-prepared strategies, or they're just randomly picking heroes and trying new stuff. It's one of the two.
Yeah, we'll see. Cloud9, I mean, pretty much the same old Mirana, Visage. We'll see what Envy plays in the second stage, but Alliance just start banning out Envy heroes. They banned the Drow, they banned the Luna, and now Cloud9 will remove the Dazzle, something that Alliance have... It's just been generally a popular support, I guess. I'd say like in the top 3 to 5 as far as what most teams are preferring as of late.
Yeah, it's gotten really popular. I think PPD was one of the people who put Dazzle back on the map, and also Empire as well. Picked a lot of Dazzle. Now everyone picks Dazzle.
Yeah, he's an annoying hero to play against, that is for damn sure. We'll see what Cloud9 does for their own supports. With the Visage already picked up, maybe we see that Shadow Demon for Pylite Die, something he's played quite a bit. I guess less commonly, there's stuff like Bane. Maybe they go for that. Alliance may have their own ambitions. No, they go Wisp. No, I wonder what they're going to run it with, because the hero that they actually run it the most with is Luna, but Luna's
Gyro too. They run it a lot with Gyro.
Gyro Wisp, that is...
It's old school.
Yeah, not that popular nowadays.
It's because Gyro is a bad hero now. I hate Gyro. I don't like playing it. I don't like watching people play it.
You don't like all the rapier rushes.
Nope. I just don't think the hero is good anymore. I could be wrong, but I just don't like the hero at all. But Cloud9 still does pick it. One of the few teams, same with Empire, they pick it. I don't know any other team that picks Gyro.
I'm on board with less Gyro. I do like his like lore and voice, but I've seen so much of him over the past year that if I never cast him again, it's too soon. Nick's Assassin, your choice from Alliance, so they get themselves a good lockdown hero. Probably going to be their offlaner for Bulldog. So yeah, he had his day as King Rat, but he's back in the trenches now as the Cockroach.
Yeah, he's playing a lot of Nyx. He plays Centaur for them too, right?
Yeah, he's played a lot more tempo controllers lately. We've barely seen the Lone Drit at all. He doesn't like. They don't really run Timber, so I'm trying to think who else there is.
Clock?
Clock, yeah, Clock occasionally.
Yeah, so he's kind of transitioned from like Nature's Prophet and like Syllabear every game to more, space creating utility.
Yeah.
I still like seeing Bulldog in like more of like a ricing situation. I think it fits his playstyle better. And there's the gyrocopter.
Oh boy.
I told you.
Well, get ready for an early Dominator, some early jungle stacking. I will say this is a combo that we've seen out of DK a while back. They were running this a lot heading into MLG Columbus, and it's just devastating with the Wisp. You can just break down those trees, and you can stack the medium camp and the big camp, and then Gyro can walk in and clean up like a total of like 8+ stacks between the two. It's a lot of creeps going his way, so
yeah,
they can get a fast level 6 for the Wisp there as well.
Yeah, it's quite good if you do it correctly. And usually, I don't know if they still do this, but when we played against them at the Monsterland, they would do like Wisp plus like Gyro offlane. It was really strange. We lost to it, but I don't know if I liked it still.
Yeah.
But they kept doing it. They did it with Luna too. They just always throw that in the offlane.
I guess the thing is, as well, is that teams aren't really contesting the enemy jungle very often nowadays, so it's easier to get away with something like that than, back a version or two, well, I guess 2 versions ago, where teams would often go offensive tri-lane, they'd be really aggressive in warding the enemy jungle. I wonder if either team will look to shut down their enemy jungle quickly, because to me, this Wisp and Chen are both heroes that will be looking to use it quite a bit.
Yeah, and I think the reason for them doing the offlane against Chen as well is they know they can get away with a dual lane against the Chen, because he can come and gank the lane, but he can't actually just zone you out of the lane very well, because he's going to be farming the jungle and not there most of the time.
Yeah, Ake is one of those junglers that I'd say he's in the top 20% in terms of how early he likes to start helping out the lanes, whether it's ganking or just like sending a creep in to apply pressure. You look at someone like AUI, and sure he will if he needs to, but he'd much rather just be stacking and farming. But Ake's a Chen who gets involved fairly early in most games, so...
He does, yeah, that's true.
Then again, it's Chen. It's like there's only so much you can do early unless you've got a great roaming support, which maybe he does in the Bane. This could be a potential early first blood lane. It's going to be a Mirana mid, most likely, and that's where Invoker plus Bane, we saw almost got the kill on Puck earlier. I think they can do it versus Mirana if they've got a Chen creep there in the mix as well.
Yeah, they definitely can, I believe. What hero is Alliance looking for? They always seem to pick Lotus heroes, like dead last most of the time.
This guy plays everything. We've seen him on Ember, PA. They actually are still running PA.
Yeah, I saw. It was against the Lycan, too. That was a strange one. I thought they lost that game, but I think they won it. I don't see how PA is good against Lycan, but apparently Alliance thought it was good. And they won with it, so maybe it is. Who knows?
I mean, I get their reasoning, which is just that the evasion is really good against physical DPS carries, but the problem is Lycan doesn't even need to hit the PA. He can just kill the buildings and push before PA comes online.
That's going to be safe lane Mirana and Bone 7 Magnus mid, maybe. He plays their mid Magnus, I believe.
Okay, so you think Magnus mid, Mirana off lane? And maybe they run dual lanes here?
Yeah, I think it's dual lanes. I think they're running Mirana and Visage safe lane, off lane Gyro Wisp, and mid Magnus. That would be my guess.
5 seconds remaining.
Alliance 5th pick. What's it going to be for Mr. Loda? A lot of carries ban out at this point, and his Weaver, probably his one of his go-tos, and like we want something. They'll go Slardar instead, so a little face rush here from the Alliance. Their late game just got a lot weaker, but their ability to take these mid-game fights is, in theory, pretty good.
Yeah, and it also made it so if a Cloud9 wants to do these greedy dual lanes, Bane Slardar is no joke.
Yeah, and the thing is with Slardar, the stun's such a low cooldown, you can actually get 2 off in a chase easily. 2-second stun, plus it's got the slow on top of it and an 8-second cooldown, so definitely something you can use twice, and that should be enough to kill most offlaners once you've got your boots and maybe a level 2 sprint.
Yeah, I just don't see Cloud9 doing like a Magnus offlane. Like, they're Dire too. Like, what the hell is Magnus gonna do offlane on Dire against that lane?
Any chance of like some Empower like
jungling
choke point jungling shenanigans? I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, who knows?
That could just be punished, and so like if you go and do that, then they can just take your outer towers. They can go gank mid. There's just
it's like
so many things they can
jungler. Do. Like, it's like, yeah, why not just pick a jungler if you want to jungle?
We'll see. All right, guys, it's our final match of the day. Cloud9 on the Dire, Alliance on the Radiant. We'll run through the lineups quickly. Bone7 playing the Mag. Already quite a few tangos up. He's been pulled heavily. Envy's here on the Gyrocopter. PyLi playing the Wisp. AUI 2000 on the Visage. And Saint Sing bringing up the rear as your Mirana. And then on the Radiant side, Loda took Sprint at level 1 so he could go drop a very early ward. Though worried about being contested here by Cloud9. S4 on the Invoker. AGM playing the Bane. Alke going to be on the Chen. And that does leave, last but not least, Admiral Dong Dong. What a name on the Nyx. And Loda? He didn't actually drop his ward. He's got to beat a hasty retreat now.
Tether greater than Sprint.
Apparently. What a spell.
But I think I was dead on the lanes. Look at the item builds. Mag has mid item builds. Mirana has side lane item builds. And I do believe they're going to do the laning exactly as I predicted. And Slaughter has level 1 Sprint. I guess it's not that big of a deal. But...
He wanted to go ward with it, so he's rushing out, but then they had 5 heroes bottom, so he's like, eh.
Yeah. He may have made it, but Tether move speed is just as good as Sprint.
Maybe not. I actually think they would have run him down without it.
Yeah.
I guess we'll never know. Can do a test afterwards.
He's never getting that ward down, that's all we know.
Yeah, and Cloud9 have thoroughly dealt with this pull camp at this point. They've got it blocked here, they've got another sentry nearby, and Alliance do have a sentry of their own. They'll drop one, it's just out of range. Actually, a bit out of range, but out of range all the same.
Yeah, they're not going to have a pull camp.
It's not the biggest deal for the Chen, though. He's still going to have this big camp, and he'll have this one most likely as well. Assuming they get this.
He just made a wild assumption that they warded the big pull, huh?
Yeah. I guess they have no idea, so he's like, that's the worst possible situation, but it's actually, yeah, it's going to block both. Oh, bottom lane.
They know he has Sprint at level 1, so they're going to probably abuse it.
Yeah. In the mid lane, it's a early Quas for S4. Looks like Quas Wex, which is definitely something Bone7 will be happy about. Easier time last hitting. In the mid game, maybe the EMP proves to be a nuisance, but he'll have a much easier time farming and getting last hits early on.
Quas Wex Invoker versus Mag. Mag should do fine here, I think.
Yeah, I feel like it's just an interesting divergence as well, because we saw Resolution much prefers his early Null, his very early Exort, and just even skips Wex until like the mid game.
Yeah, he definitely, but the way they played, I guess they do have a setup in Bane as well for it. But
oh, Envy. Where are you at, brother? Well, Loda's not here, actually. He pops the sprint all of a sudden, and then he'll look to get off this crush, but Loda hesitated maybe a bit too long. The crush
body blocks.
Barely connects, yet they get the block off. They've got another shockwave coming through. I don't know if it'll be enough. PyLi die. It's going to keep him alive. The long-range shockwave secures it. The first blood is there. Oh, Envy, that was so greedy. Like, sure, they've got this nice observer ward, but he's just diving past the tower, and now they'll go for 2. They'll find PyLi die as well. Tether gets disrupted? What?
I don't know.
What was that?
Maybe he canceled
He must have canceled it, because there was no stun there.
Spamming his Q button a little too many times.
Well,
panic situation.
So much for the dual lanes. This lane's pretty cooked.
Yeah, they're still going to get levels out of it in top lane. It looks like, no, just some harass. I thought they were just going to go on them with an arrow. But Nyx is pretty good against this because whenever the arrow comes, you can just carapace it and you won't take the damage from it. Yeah, and he's a really tanky hero to bring down, just with right clicks.
That HP regen, the early poor man shield, and 5 armor. It's just a lot to chew through.
He should be doing fairly well in this lane.
The good news is Bone7 is killing it mid. Kind of as you would expect in this matchup in the early levels, but already 14-3, has the bottle, has the stout shield, and the boots are probably coming next, or the magic stick up as well. So he's in fantastic shape.
Yeah, he's doing really well. He opted for an early point in power, so he gets some last hits in this lane, which is kind of a trade-off. Like, you'll do better at CSing, but you're gonna be worse at ganking early on.
And I guess we look towards the mid game. That's where Alliance have really come into their own. They'll have the level 6 on the Nyx Assassin, the phase boots up on, as well as maybe your drums or something like that up on S4, and just be able to be their initiator for the team. Take a lot of fights with the Chen. Akis is level 3, so he's doing decently, and now his big camp will finally start spawning. So the Sentry Ward has finally been dewarded, and he can start stacking, getting his levels up, and aiming towards the mid game where they'll want to just fight with all their key levels and items, including even the Blink Dagger on the Slaughter.
Yeah, I feel like Alliance's lineup is kind of on a timer, though.
Yeah, they just don't have a ton of late game. There will be a sleep here on Envy to catch him out. Can they follow it up with a trap? They will, but Loda is just not having fun with the creeps at the tower. And now the turnaround comes onto EGM. He thought he had backup. Can he fog this rocket barrage? The nice juke through the trees. Ake trying to body block, soak up some damage for his teammate. Finally, Loda shows up. And I think this will be a turnaround. Envy thought it was an easy kill. Troll trap cooling down. They don't even need it. The test of faith gets
They were playing so aggressively. What the?
Like, they saw Loda, like, the creeps were flying around, like, oh, Loda can't come, I think he got creep blocked trying to run there, but they just chased forever.
Yeah, they should be content with that. They're getting experience down there. Like, these chase, their brain sap was up the whole time on the Bane. He was just baiting them. They need to settle down a little bit on this bottom lane and just be happy with getting levels.
A little Arizona iced tea, maybe in order.
Yeah.
Cool, relaxing beverage of some kind.
Uh-huh. Iced out.
They're a little too heated. Well, either way. They're okay in terms
they're
of
doing
levels.
well in farm, though, yeah.
Oh, they're gonna chase Loda. No, not gonna commit. Meanwhile, top lane. Admiral Ding Dong getting aggressive. He is getting off.
Admiral Ding Dong, huh?
Denied.
I feel like it's only fair that I use the name.
Oh, it's Dong Dong.
Oh, is it? Dong Dong.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Whatever. Anyways,
That was a weird thing to get particular about. I'm not gonna hold on.
Well, could have a different meaning. Who knows?
Fair enough. Well, either way, phase boots up on S4, and bottom lane, they're going to look to engage. They came around with the Bane from the side. The Crush is there. The Brain Sap's there, and it's just a completely easy kill. And bottom lane is a feed fest. 0-4. Sure, they're getting the gold and, like, okay experience out of this, but you can't die 4 times with the first blood. Against the Chen. Sure, he smoke ganked the lane once. The rest of it has just been purely Cloud9's overextensions and the repercussions thereafter.
Yeah, pretty much. They're just... They think their lane is like... I don't know. They just think their lane is a lot stronger than it is.
Or they don't respect Ake, and Ake will make them respect him soon enough.
Well, he already has.
Leap in top lane, they'll go on to Admiral Bulldog here. He's still got the Carapace, though.
7 too.
They want to get this tether stuff. He doesn't actually Carapace in time, though. Now he does, but still goes down to the orbs, and the double Starfall proc is there as well. So a nice dive for Cloud9, and it looks like they may just abandon this lane. Maybe Envy just starts stacking Ancients, but the dual lane bottom is officially over.
Yeah, they should switch it up now, but how do they even switch it up? They don't... Do they throw Mag off lane now? Like, what's their plan?
He's almost got Arcane Boots, if he wants to go for them. I wonder if it's worth it, though. I mean, with the 0 mana cost Blink, you can get... If you've got full mana, you can get your combo off without the Arcane.
Yeah, I've seen him play it once, and he did not go Arcanes. So, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't.
Smoke gank from the Alliance, heading up the river, looking for Envy. And they're going to find him, too. The smoke breaks, but they didn't actually see him because it's nighttime. Envy's about to go for his pull down. He's going to walk right into their waiting and willing arms. Do they just sleep this? Yeah, they'll sleep. They'll stop follow-up, but Envy's going to have another death on his hands. Where's that stop? No.
No
mana. Oh, no mana for it. Actually, maybe he gets away. One more right-click brings him down. It's like, is Ake sleeping? But, yeah, out of mana there.
Ake rarely messes his micro up. My guy knows how to micro.
He was doing it from the womb.
Yeah, pretty much.
Loda. Our early Reign of Hell, so this is going to be exactly how Empire run their slaughter, where you just get the fast Vanguard, then you generally go into Treads, and only after that do you see the Blink Dagger. We'll see if Loda fully copies that build.
I mean, he's definitely going... Well, maybe he's not definitely going for Vanguard, but it's highly likely.
Meanwhile, top lane onto Admiral Dong Dong, not Ding Dong, to be clear. He's got Vendetta, but they've already got Dust ready for him. And Bulldog will bite the Dust again. Carapace comes out, and he just completely whiffs the stun. Pylai die playing with this food as they get that kill.
Oh, it's a nice little kill pickup right there. And just a minute ago, Alliance was losing in CS. Now they're winning in it, and they're winning in kills, so they're doing pretty well.
And this is where they can look to maybe rotate somebody to the top lane. Maybe we see Bane just hugging the tower. Or they just get that Nyx active elsewhere on the map. But we'll see. No, he's going to go back top for now, it looks like.
Or the only problem they have with this strat is, like, what do they do with their offlane now? Like, all their heroes need levels. And Envy's just going to straight up jungle, or Ancient. Level 4 Ancient.
He's been thoroughly warded off here. Camp blocked, and they see him farming for good measure.
Life's hard as a gyro right now.
Being Envy is just it's hard in general, man.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. Game's just been hard for him today.
Yeah,
He's had a rough time of it.
And the Vanguard, alright. So it is a Vanguard rush, maybe in the treads, and Dong Dong.
Oh boy, Envy. Just not his day, really. We'll go for the Impale here. He doesn't even have a chance to juke. Now the follow-up's there from the Centaur stuff into the clap. Not even clap required.
Well,
so efficient.
4 and 0.
Can the other heroes carry the load? Obviously, Envy is going to need a lot of time to catch. Are they really trying to take the Ancients? Oh, just a few of the dragons. They're just doing whatever economic damage they can, while they also push through the late, and they're going to rotate 5 heroes bottom. They know how important these Ancients are to a team like Cloud9. They're not only going to look for the tower, they're going to look for AUI as well. EMP Tornado connects, and AUI has no mana, does nothing but throw away his own life. And the tower is going to fall as well, and now they will get the Ancient stack too. This is like taking away a child's favorite toy.
Envy was TPing in too and cancelled it.
Jeez. Those Ancients, they're his baby. They mean everything to Cloud9 as a team. I feel like the Ancients are one of their most important resources.
They traded towers at the end there, which is to be noted. Sing Sing did get the tower, but if I was Envy right now, I'd probably be crying.
In real life or like metaphorical crying?
Both.
Okay. Well, real men aren't afraid to cry, so.
Yeah, depends. Like, whatever type of crying you can imagine, I'd be doing it.
How many types are there? They're just like crying, right?
Crying. Tears of joy, maybe.
That's
I'd
true.
be doing that too.
Bone Seven's here, but they've got a Sentry Ward. They're ready for him, and the Impale comes out, connects onto. It's a trap! And now the Alliance look to turn the fight around. There's a Fiend's Grip on Pylai holding him in place. They'll clean up the Bay next. That's 3 down. Pylai on the run, gets right-clicked down by Ake. And they're not done yet. They'll go for Sing Sing. They tried to get the 2-hero crush. They only get the 1, but still, AUI's gonna fall. Sing Sing's gotta retreat. It's 4 heroes dead. Cloud9 desperately trying to mount a defense bottom, but in no position to fight. Now they try 11-2. And that's gotta be like almost the Slaughter's blink. 1,700 gold. Maybe he just skips the treads at this point.
I'm just wondering when they're gonna get Gyro out of bottom lane.
I think the time is now. He's going to the woods now, but poor Envy. Envy's got a Ring of Aquila and boots. He's not even going to be able to farm very quickly here.
It's level 5. He needs level 6 before he's useful at all in these fights. And then maybe if he drops his ult on top of an RP, then he can come back. But until then, he just needs to, like, stop trying to do things and just farm. Well, I guess he was trying to farm. But
I just gotta say, in fairness to Envy, I mean, look at this. Look at the wards they've devoted to shutting him down. And I think the bigger problem is that they've also tried so hard. Oh, bottom lane going on to Bone 7 here while the smoke egg wraps around. Cold Snap will follow it up, and Bone 7 looks for an RP. He can't get it off because of the well-timed tornado. S4 just dancing on his grave as he brings him down. And now, well, Bulldog, not so lucky. Eats an arrow in the face. Tries to stick up. Not going to survive. They get the return kill, but the mag dying, pretty big deal. No Blink Dagger as of yet.
Yeah, the mag is going to be, if they manage to come back in this game, it's going to be on the back of a couple good RPs, so they need to get this Blink Dagger up. I'm surprised he went Arcane Boots, considering how bad... Well, Arrow... No, that's worse.
Yeah, he thought about it, he held it, and then in the end, S4 just starts diving after Pylai die. Will there be any backup here for him? Looks like the rest of the team's busy on focused on mid. Starfall connects. S4, he could have invoked Ghost Walk.
Yeah, he could have.
They had Dust there, so I guess he decided not worth it.
It was strange he decided to go on Pylai die right there. He doesn't focus on cooldown. If he would have had Cold Snap up, maybe he got that kill, but he didn't have it up for the Cold Snap. Ended up just giving away a freebie.
That's a kill that means a lot to Cloud9. They also held the mid push during that time. Get a little space. Envy gets to heal up at base. Manage to farm the jungle. They also have Relocate, so that's the other way that Cloud9 can claw their way back in this game. Go for some pickoffs. Try and isolate a hero that's off on their own, like, well, maybe not Loda. Loda's a little tanky. But ideally somebody else.
Up now, but he's going to die for it.
Uh-oh. Yeah, just cut the tail end as AUI drops. But 4 heroes? 5 heroes? No, still Loda bottom, but he's got the blink, and I think has TP scroll code soon. They kill off a familiar, and Alliance will keep on pushing.
RP and Gyro has ult now, so if they do time both these spells, or just get an RP and throw the Gyro ult on top, they could do some damage here.
They'll just throw down the ultimate very early, just a zoning ultimate, really. And that's going to give Ake time to think about whether or not he wants to heal them, or if they just want to wait it out.
He's getting very close to that mech, too. If they do manage to get this tower, he'll have it, and I assume all the towers will be on the objective list after that.
And the mech's gonna negate
Radiant's bottom tower
nearly
is
all
under
of this
attack.
alliance damage. Well, not all of it, but a huge chunk of it. It's a lot of just, or
Dire's
sorry,
top
Cloud9
tower
damage. Just
is
a lot of
under
general
attack.
AoE. Like, you've got your Shockwave, your RP, Sing Sing Starfall, the cooldown.
Yeah, mech's gonna be very, very important. Mainly just like, it
Dire's
just
top
nullifies
tower
like
is
call
under
down in
attack.
general too, which is pretty big. If you don't have something to deal with that, it does so much damage. If you mech up, chin heal
Radiant's
up,
bottom tower
that
is
hero
under
doesn't do
attack.
much if all his burst is
Dire's
like just
middle
nullified.
tower is under
And you go back
attack.
to the draft, I believe HF Barisha got banned in the first stage, and then Alliance first picked Chen, so you wonder, I mean, is that the only reason we're not seeing even more Chen out of them, is just the Ancient Apparition picks?
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom
and it's
tower
quite
has
possible. It's a
fallen.
really good hero against Chen, and it's super popular right now, but they could always just ban it. It's like not weird to see a banned first phase. It's a really popular support. It's annoying to play against.
And it's a Cloud9 are one of those teams that, to me, like when they have their signature heroes, are way stronger than when they have, you know, just a variety. You've got some teams that play a deeper hero pool.
Yeah, I mean Cloud9, they like their certain set of heroes. They practice them a lot. They try to perfect like a certain set of heroes. That's just how they play.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, they'll group up bottom, Loda, and the rest of Alliance just gonna start to attack mid. They've already placed a bunch of wards
Radiant's
into the enemy
bottom
jungle.
tower is under
But
attack.
this is where Cloud9 do have the Wisp. They've got some mobile split push in the Mirana. The hard part is finding Envy space, and he's really digging deep, farming the enemy woods and just taking whatever scraps he can. Good observer wards to make him feel a little safe, but top lane there's a relocate onto S4. However, all the mana's gone for Pylai Die. Does he have a Ghost Walk? Nope. Force Staff also cooling down. Oh, he will fall. Great kill there for Cloud9. Pylai Die's gonna head back towards bottom. And now EGM sees him, he's like, great food. Can't get a range though.
Close. Yeah, I think Envy's catching up admirably now, though. He's like probably gonna go for. I hope he's going BKB now,
Radiant's
but he
middle
could be
tower is
going
under
for
attack.
Mask of Death here.
And they find AUI under the trees. In comes the Impale. He'll get caught out and they'll bring him down. Then the RP 517 gets canceled. He walks right into the waiting arms of Ake, who does have the mech available. Doesn't want to pop it just yet. But this may be a good time.
A blink on Slaughter doesn't choose to engage.
Dire's top tower is under
So he went brown boots onto Vanguard Blink. I wonder if he's actually gonna pick up treads now or go for some type of bots play. I don't even know.
I don't think we'll
Dire's
see
top
bots.
tower
I think the thing was,
has
like, maybe he would... I don't know if he would have gone treads, but they got, what, 3-4 kills bottom. All of a sudden he had 1,500 gold, and he's like, great, I'll just rush my blink.
Yeah, probably.
If he didn't get so many kills, maybe we see a more conservative build. Either way. The familiars get resummoned here. They don't want to give away any licks of gold. They don't have to. And just a lot of pressure right now on... Well, it's going to be up to Bone 7 and Sing Sing to make the plays. In comes your arrow. It's a long-range one. It fishes, but doesn't have the distance. So, there's your blink. What can
Yeah,
Bone
that's-
7 do?
That's what they're looking for. Maybe they just need to bait Sing Sing and just sit behind him and wait for... I don't know, just wait for him to go on him and then just get the RP. Or Envy is a good choice as well to bait. The arrow?
Oh, nice juke by S4. Force staffing and just finding that southern side of the ramp to retreat to. But it was a close one. Moonlight Shadow gets popped. Are there sentries ready? No.
Did they see that? They're all
It
they're
is
all running.
daytime.
I don't know if they saw that, but they're all getting out of dodge real quick.
Cloud9, so they were foaming at the mouth a bit there. Saw a big opening, but Alliance just immediately retreated. I still do go back to what we were discussing earlier, which is Alliance have very little access to late game. Quaswex Invoker, no Midas, Slardar just going early utility. They need to keep the pressure up, and, well, here goes Envy.
He's got a blink dagger on Bulldog. Yep. Alright, he's done for.
Oh, I thought you meant on Envy.
Yeah.
Speaking of item
On
builds,
top of him, and Sing Sing's getting caught by it too. Oh, Pylai die. He always does that.
he's always just he's waiting like a full screen away with the tether relocate. That being said,
Dire's
Pylai
bottom
Dai is
tower
probably
is
not
under
going to have a
attack.
good time when he returns. Loda, looking for the crush. The arrow comes through to try and keep him safe. Not going to happen. He keeps his carry alive at the very least, but
He did what he could.
still they lost Envy again.
Yeah, well, let's see, what is Envy? Oh, Envy's actually going for drums. I thought he was going to just rush a BKB. I think that's what he needs to do, right? He needs a BKB against his Quaswex Invoker and Nyx.
Yeah, they just
Pretty
have so much
badly.
control, and lockdown for him. A lot of nuke damage. You've got pure damage from Test of
Dire's
Faith
middle
and the
tower
Brain
is
Sap.
under attack.
That's easily over half his health if they get a high roll on Test of Faith.
And
Arrow
Tux is
does
so
connect.
wonderful. Yeah, he got him with the arrow too.
On Loda, there's the cooldown as well. They're gonna mech. No, he gets RP'd. Can't keep anyone safe. But S4 manages to bail everybody out. Throws out the EMP. Tornado says, team, relax, reset. We'll go back in. But I think it might be too much damage done. They've lost 2. The Chen has fallen and the Nick, so it's a 2 for 2 thus far. But S4 and Loda want to go back in. They're earning up. They're finding heroes on the sides of the fight. This time it's Sing Sing. Overcharge keeps him alive. Gets off the Moonlight Shadow. The turnaround. 3 for 2. And still kicking. Pylon die will he take down to this Iron Charge. 4-step into a cold snap. S4 finds him from distance. Well, 3 for 3, but that's about as good as Cloud9 should be expected to get right now.
Yeah, I want to say that was kind of like an even trade. Pretty much. It was 3 for 3. Mirana lived, Visage lived, so a core, and so Visage is basically a core, I want to say.
Envy died again. Yeah, I think he died again. 0-7, it looks like.
And that wasn't so bad, because Bone 7's RP wasn't very good. It just only hit Chen.
Yeah,
and it's still for 3 for 3.
It looked like the plan was we could just not let Chen get Hand of God or Mech off, and we'll instantly burst down the Slardar to start the fight. But then S4 turned the fight. He force-staffed him to safety, and he got the EMP Tornado off, and that's where they were able to re-engage and make it more of an even trade.
Well, he has his drums up now, and I do assume he is going to go BKB. But once he gets his BKB up on this gyrocopter, he's actually going to be in pretty decent shape. No matter how many times he dies, as long as Cloud9 is getting some farm on the heroes and the nature of Alliance's lineup, he still can transition. It's not too late to transition to late game for him.
Oh, and this is gonna be a big pick-off. Finding Aki in the jungle will instantly bring him down, and they get the Chen army as well. And this just puts Alliance in the back foot for a solid 2-3 minutes now. Free farm for Envy. Space created for the rest of the team, unless they go down on the way out. Tornado comes in, clipping almost Pylai die, but barely able to evade it. Meanwhile, Bone 7 is making a rather aggressive move bottom. Very confident.
Is under attack.
Yeah, well, he's got team there. Is he going to go for the skew or just blow the RP? He might as well blow the RP, but...
Let's see how quick is Bulldog. Blink, skewer, arrow's going to connect, and well played by Cloud9.
That was beautiful.
Never had a chance to carapace there. Maybe like a quarter of a second right when he blinked in, but that was about it.
Wouldn't have mattered. He still would have died, regardless. That was like a 4-second arrow or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that play was actually just really beautiful. That was nicely done.
Cloud9, they're just digging deep and hanging on. And they're creating space for the whole team at this point. AUI is quietly working his way towards a Scepter, and even a hero like Visage is going to outcarry a Slardar if the game goes late, so Alliance are not out of the clear just yet.
You asked for Sing Sing and Bone 7 to make some plays. They're delivering.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And Envy slowed down the deaths. He does have the drums up. There's your Bane Blink Dagger. Alliance going for, what's it, the quadruple? Well, 4 staff and 2 blinks. So not quadruple blink, but a lot of initiation items. They know they need to keep this pressure up, and Cloud9 likewise know they just need to keep on stalling, finding pickoffs, blink, crush on into Envy top lane. There is a blink RP available, but he'll blink right into the EMP Tornado. He tries to RP, he airballs it, he just can't get it off. Now he's out of mana, Loda standing strong, but Envy's not dead yet. He's been kept alive. Where's the backup? From the backside comes Bulldog. He's looking for a pickoff, but the RP does connect. It hits on 3. What a disaster for Alliance. They thought they had it easy. Loda throws out the amp damage, turns it around. Cloud9 though, cleaning up with AUI 2000. They get a bash here, a timely one. Bulldog also found a kill on the backside. That was Envy's gyro. Somehow still managed to just get picked off. They really have it in for them this game. In the end, a 3 for 2. But now, do they get more? Blink. Oh, Bulldog will dodge away from the Impale here. And now the chase. Blink Crush. They've got the amp damage as well. Can they run him down? They need this Impale to cool down. It's not ready yet.
It's too fast. Pylai dies. Split pushing bottom.
I don't know how in the hell he still got a 3-hero RP after everything that happened there, but...
Yeah,
somehow he did.
Yeah, he blinked right into the tornado and then got cold snapped after, and the EMP hit, so he didn't have mana for everything. Maybe he got his mana boots off and balled it up a little bit, and somehow... Oh, Bulldog just expended his ult to kill the bird. Instantly pinged out by Sing Sing, and the frowny face comes out.
That's some hate. Hey, get some gold. He's going Dagon. Interesting. Well, they've got Penitence, I suppose. A little extra nuke damage in the mix.
He just wants to be able to solo kill Envy.
Well, Envy did die in that fight too, Bulldog, I believe. Yeah, I think that's what happened.
He did.
So.
They, like, Alliance has some serious envy hate in this game.
Alliance has some serious envy for envy, I guess. They're jealous, man. They're just haters.
They're jealous. I'm so jelly. What else do we got here on Gyro's? Like I said, even if he does get like a 30-minute BKB or something, if this game goes long enough with him power, he's still going to be useful. So it doesn't even matter if he has a lot of farm, but he looks like he's dead again.
He's even skirting the northern side of the tree. Actually, they haven't seen him, but he goes into the trees now. Oh, Envy is just so terrified. He's traumatized by the way this game's developed. And as well he should be. They're still hunting him. They've also seen another two. Maybe they'll go for these heroes instead. Double damage up on S4. They're going to connect with the Tornado. And only on Pilot Eye can he tether out. He does mech up. He's still alive for now. They drop the EMP the other direction. Instead, they'll find Sing Sing. Is there a Sunstrike? No, only level 1 Exort. Wouldn't be enough. And Envy says, great, I dodged a bullet, guys.
Yeah, now he's got...
Got Ogre Club.
Does he?
1,000 gold.
Yeah, but is that what he's going? Come on, dude.
Dominator?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Faith restored.
Yeah, I mean, I could have seen him going for a Dominator, but that's I don't like it.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, that's what Alliance wants, is for him to go greedy, and then they just go contest at the Ancients, win a fight there, take the Roshan, and then with that, maybe even break the base, so... I feel it would have been a mistake, but... He doesn't go for it in the end, and they'll push through the middle lane. They'll bring down the tier 2, but Alliance's work is not done yet. Cloud9 are still keeping it very close in terms of gold. They bring down a tier 2 bottom. Looks like EGM went for the tower deny, not successful in doing so, so great play from AUI to get that kill, and that's going to bring Envy a little bit closer to his BKB. It brings Sing Sing towards his next item, 2,300 gold, and they're still getting good item progression. And, I mean, I mentioned AUI was well on his way to eggs. He's got the eggs now, so... They've got some other heroes who could pick up the slack where Envy's been just shut down.
Yeah, and AUI and Sing Sing have pretty decent farm. Sing Sing's farm isn't the greatest, but it's not bad by any means. It's good enough. And plus, once you get them power up, it's like, for their lack of farm, oh, mid.
Right into the waiting arms of Bone 7. They had a hill ward here, and they just saw S4, like, creeping forward, and then he makes it up the hill, and down he goes. Rosha's up. I don't think they can Rosh off of this, but they can pressure the mid tower with the familiars. Glyph is on cooldown. Top lane will have to be defended as well. And every little team fight win, every pickoff, just buys a little more time for Cloud9. I don't know what Alliance's plan is if they don't start to just batten down the hatches and find kills that aren't traded.
I wonder when people are going to start building Invoker like they do in every pub game. Like, every time I see Invoker in pub
like
games,
Maelstrom
they go...
and stuff?
No, that's the new build is you just rush Orchid, and then you just Ghost Walk in the enemy jungle and just get solo kills for days. You're like a Clinks. It's so annoying to play against. He's going for the Orchid, but it loses its impact. The later you get an Orchid, the more useless it becomes.
Yeah, by the time he gets a BKB, will be close. Sing Sing already has Manta to deal with that. It's not going to be that effective against those heroes. Maybe like a hero like Wispy can just burst down.
Right, but if you get it like 10 minutes or something, because you have a good laning phase like S4 did, you can just run around and just getting kills for days. But I don't see many players doing that. I'm not sure why.
Oh boy, they might find a courier here, AUI. Oh, a little bit slow. He'll get the tower instead, though. This is frustrating. And this is the point where Cloud9 with the triple familiars can trade quite effectively. They get a tier 1. They might give up a Roche for this. Oh, do they is the question. This is dangerous against Barana. Mag RP is cooling down, but only for 15 seconds. And I don't know if Roche will be dead during that time. They'll try and stall it with these Mirana illusions. Buying time for the Mag RP to cool down. Bone 7 getting towards the position. In terms of Radiant Vision, they throw out a Tornado, but now that's also not available for the fight. 25 seconds on the Tornado, and the RP is back up now. Very dangerous. Maybe they're fine with giving this Aegis away, but the Familiars move forward, and it looks like Cloud9 are thinking about a go. 1 stuns, 2 stuns, triple stun comes out.
They're letting it go.
Just stalling. And 4 staff in. They'll give it to S4. That is almost your Orchid.
What impact is Orchid going to have? Oh, if he hits it on Magnus, it'll be big. I'm a little surprised Magnus decided to go for a 4-staff over a BKB. I feel like BKB against Crosswex Invoker makes your life really easy if you want to get an RP off. Because you noticed last fight, he got tornadoed, cold snapped, EMP, no mana. It's rather annoying to play against.
Yeah, like the 4-staff is nice for those flashier like pick-off plays. You can just blink force in and then skewer somebody out, but I don't know if they need that at this point.
Yeah, I think he needs a BKB. I would have preferred like a BKB refresher build, something standard like that, but because you know he kind of has to carry his team this game because he was given the space.
Well, Envy's almost got BKB now.
Dire's top
And
tower is under
I don't want to say
attack.
the window's about to slam shut for Alliance, but I feel like this is the Aegis. If they do something with this Aegis, they're in good shape. It doesn't necessarily have to be base, but get a couple kills, force out some buybacks, maybe take a tier 3. If they don't do at least that much, then you really worry for their late game. There's a blink in from Loda, but he's just a bit off the mark with that one, and they won't be able to find the kill in the end. AUI retreats out, and everybody makes it back to safety.
AUI's birds are mid. Where's his birds out mid? So he has 2 sets of birds still. So if they do want to fight, they're quite strong right now. They just need that BKB on Gyro, then I think they're willing to take fights.
The other thing they can do, which Cloud9 loves to do, is you push in the lane with the familiars, and then you relocate over the top with I don't know, I guess the Gyro +1, the Mirana +1, and just force them to back and go defend, and then you've just stalled, then you farm your own woods, and you delay the game while you get your items up. So they've got that in their back pocket if they don't want to fight as well.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of split push with the Wisp this game, which is good. They just need to keep avoiding the fights, because Alliance kind of picked themselves into a corner where they need to do things like, I guess, AP, and they have... it still goes back to, like, I'm really questioning, like, how they plan on winning this game. Like, they don't go Necro Books. There's a ton of AoE. They have a hard time breaking base. If they had a Necro Book, it might be a little different, but they built, like, Orchid and Blink daggers and stuff, like Bane has a Blink, Chen went for a flat.
Maelstrom Slardar. There's your DPS. Mjolnir's coming next for Loda.
Alright, I like it.
They need something, though. Like, they need some damage, and he does have a BKB now, so...
Yeah,
It seems
Mjolnir's
okay.
really good on Slider, yeah. I approve of it.
He's got to get the Mjolnir part, though. For now, it's just a Maelstrom, which is not particularly useful.
Oh, S4 gets
Blink,
skewered in the
skewer,
arrow
and-
again.
That's your Aegis down. Can they engage onto this? There's a Blink Crush, but it's completely off the mark. Now they're going to amp an Illusion, and S4 tries to make a retreat. Envy's been gripped in the front lines, but he's actually just creating space for his team. Familiar's getting in position. Envy will go down, and suddenly the RP from Bone 7. Massive damage, very big destruction. And they'll back off. That was not how Alliance envisioned that push going. Are they really going back in? Yeah, they are. Blink, Crutch, reinitiation comes. Now the Impale is there, but another Blink Skewer. He's just pile driving them all over his base. Yet Loda still lives. Now EGM tries to retreat. Won't be successful. That's your gem down as well. 2 for 2. It was 2 cores for 2 supports and an Aegis going. So Cloud9 come out slightly on top there, and
I got a rebuy out of Mirana too.
yeah, you're right. So 3 for 3, I guess.
Mirana didn't need to rebuy, but it was like one of the heat of the moment things. Like, oh, we're losing the team fight, just instant rebuy, and they just ran.
Yeah, and in the end, they
got
also
Envy,
lose
right?
the
That's all that matters.
gems. They also lose their gem against Mirana, which is a pretty big deal.
Oh, they did lose them. That's big. But more importantly, they got Envy.
I think that's okay, though. Like, he can kind of be a damage sponge. You've got the Visage and the Mirana to do the damage, and Sing Sing is... I guess the buyback is where that really struggles.
Yeah, well, I think Alliance just said as long as we kill Envy, it's fine.
Even if we lose, as long as we just crush his spirits, it's fine.
Crush his spirit.
I mean, maybe that's their goal. Is it's not even about winning this game, it's just psychological warfare for the future.
For the next LAN.
Yeah, they're setting the stage for... Well, not for Starladder, but whenever the next time they see Cloud9 on land might be.
Could be at WPC, or is it WPC?
Yeah, there's 2 Western
WPC,
teams,
yeah.
so potentially it could be there. Otherwise, maybe it's something like... I think they're both doing quite well in Dream League, and ESL, Alliance is already invited, but Cloud9 would have to qualify.
C9's crushing Dream League. They're like 10-1 or something.
Yeah, they're doing really well. I think they're already guaranteed a slot at the LAN Finals, or they're very close. Because
Yeah,
it's
probably.
top 6 that go, so it's quite a few teams.
Oh, they're definitely guaranteed if they're 10-1.
Yeah. Oh, here comes your Invoker, though. They found AUI. He can't dodge this Tornado in time. Now the EMP could be used here. No, just a Cold Snap into a Stomp, and they get the kill.
And the gem.
Give it not a second thought.
Well, they still have a backup, though. That's okay. Pilot Eye's got one for a rainy night.
Do they have any wards? Yeah, they have. Oh, they have 2 wards on both sides. It looks like on the enemy opposite side of the map. They're like mirroring each other's wards, playing aggressive.
It's almost a parallelogram they've created here. There must be some geometry fans in this game. Meanwhile,
I got a question. This isn't a question, but I think Envy just bought a bottle, so we could bottle that DD.
hold on. Saint, what? S4, how did you miss that? Now there's a relocate from long range from Pipeline. I try to bring Saint to this. What is that tether? It's like 5 mil. What was that visual animation? What is going on with my Dota right now? S4 manages to... Oh, Sunstrike comes in onto Pipeline. They zap him down. Okay, so somehow S4 missed a tornado on a stationary hero, which I thought was a little odd. Then there was like the million-mile tether. It's like at least 2,000 plus range.
It must be a visual glitch, or not even just a glitch with like Fiend's Grip and tether.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. That was bizarre.
You've seen some bizarre things today, huh?
You cast for 7 hours, Fear, and things just get a little weird. It's actually 7.5 hours already.
All right, so back to my point. I believe Envy bought a bottle just now after his BKB.
Just to bottle a double damage rune.
Yeah, is that worth it? Maybe.
It's definitely worth it late game if you're like super farmed and it's like a 1 DD rune can win the game kind of scenario.
Oh, he just used it to farm.
Is he gonna get to use it now? Like for a real fight? I don't know.
Well, he just popped the DD, so no.
I guess the thing is you can always pass it around to your team so it's not totally wasted, but they already have the Wisp bottle. Why wouldn't they just give him the Wisp bottle? That's a little weird.
Yeah, I thought it was like Mag's bottle. No, he bought it.
Are you sure he just bought it and he didn't buy it earlier when he was like jungling and having a bad time?
Well, he did not have that earlier. I'm almost certain.
Yeah, I didn't see it anyway. So. Yeah. Envy always going next level.
Yeah, next level. If he gets a nice rune like a DD late game, but I think he should just pass bottles and that. Like Mag doesn't need his bottle anymore. He could have it. It's always good to have bottle and Wisp, I feel, just because the way overpower works, or overcharge.
Yeah.
You can just heal up anyone with mech and then bottle, so I don't think Wisp should ever get rid of his bottle.
S4 is in a decent position here. Where's the Dire... Oh, they got the Dire gem back as well. They lost both of their gems?
Oh?
I thought they had one. I didn't... Oh, that was when Pylai died. That's right.
Died up here, too.
Yeah, Aoi died up here. That was one. And then when Pylai died, tried to save his Murata. So yeah, they did lose 2 gems, actually. They've got to be a bit worried. S4 is just scouting them out, but doesn't really have the backup. Now he's got an ultimate orb up. He'll hit a timey window where he's got Hex and he's got a few points at Exhort. Maybe the double Forge Spirits by that stage. He will start to pack a bit of a punch.
So is Envy going to sell his bottle for a Demon Edge here?
No, doesn't look like it.
Because, like, no matter how farmed Alliance gets, as long as Envy gets, like, a BKB and an MKB, they're still in a good shape. Like, yeah. Like, Envy, he seems under-farmed, which I guess he is, but as long as he gets one more damage item, they can still win this game and just end it. I feel like they're actually even ahead right now.
Yeah, I mean, Alliance is barely ahead in terms of gold or experience, and they have a 1-tower advantage, and they got that Roche earlier, so it's a very minimal advantage when you factor all that in.
Yeah. I mean, they're ahead in experience by quite a lot, but all it takes is 1 RP, you know?
Bottom lane, like Admiral Bulldog's looking for a kill here. S4's here as well. It's the Invis Bros, and they found Bone 7. EMP's there. The silence comes through and just gets sapped down. Bulldog will gleefully claim his kill. Meanwhile, Alliance pressuring the top lane. They want to force out a mag buyback, and he does have one. Loda just beating away on the tower. Arrow's going to come in, won't connect, but the familiar stuns are there. 1, 2, 3, all onto EGM. And Invoker furiously surging towards that top lane. S4 wants to assist his team, turn this game around. AUI? Does he have the...
resummon? Oh,
no resummon.
Lost 2 birds there. Oh my lord.
Those birds are very important for them. It's a lot of their damage output. Loda does get connected with an arrow here, but will just be force-staffed out to safety, and now the push will come in earnest. Alliance nearing the end of their power curve. Want to make something happen. Now there's a Carapace stun. Lets them get on top of Envy, but he's got this value Talisman of Evasion. Now with the overcharge, they just can't kill him off. In fact, they're even going to Fiend Script him, but I just think this is a big mistake. Envy is too difficult to kill. Finally, well, they've stalled, it looks like. Now the Blink RP only on to S4. S4 trying to retreat out, drops the Deafening Blast. He will die. They got a lane of Rax for the Invoker. Roche is almost back up. Was it enough? I guess that's the big question right now.
I mean, it's better than nothing. Like, it wasn't bad. They did get a Rax. They lost Invoker. Fair trade. If they lose Roche on top of it, then it's going to be a problem. But he should have rebuy on the Invoker. So he should expect this Roche coming, and he might have to buy back pretty soon here if they want to contest this.
They'll head towards the pit. Is there anyone in position for Alliance? Doesn't look like it. Loda's still sitting mid. Arrow's going to connect on the Roshan, and in they go. So this is an Aegis going the way of Cloud9. Don't see Alliance getting here. And with the Aegis, Envy now should be able to get the... Soon he'll have the Eagle Horn. Maybe they don't give him this Aegis, but he's getting close to that point where he can take it.
Roshan
Yeah, there you go.
the
Almost has the Eagle Song. He got the last hit on the Roche as well.
Yeah, he's almost got his next item. How long did he have that bottle for? For like, he bottled one DD, used it to farm, and sold it.
It's 300 gold.
Yeah,
It's not the end of the world.
Worth. Dagon is... I don't know about this. He's like leveling his Dagon to level 5. I mean, it's okay if they do get the burst, I suppose, but a Hex could be really good for them too.
And I guess it works well with the Orchid in theory. You get an extra burst damage there, but...
And you can build it in small pieces too. Maybe he didn't expect to farm a Hex, so he just went for it.
Yeah, just buy another recipe. It's quite affordable.
I don't think I'll ever say Dagon's a bad item, because I think it's always pretty good. Even late game, like the damage it outputs is kind of ridiculous. You can burst down so many heroes. It does 700 damage.
Yeah, for me, magic damage actually gets stronger late game. Like, there's a point in the mid game where a lot of teams have like 3-4 BKBs with long duration, but late game, your BKBs are wearing off. They have 4-second duration, and you have something like E-Blade Dagon. You just super low cooldown, insta give anyone, and it's just burst damage, which is often what you want.
Yeah, it seems like every time I see that late game, like Dagon and E-Blade always seems to have a high win percentage.
Then again, farming those items is rather tricky.
But
there's a Ghost Scepter now for EGM. Maybe EGM builds the Ethereal Blade. He's actually not too far off. 2,000 gold to go.
Yeah, he could, and Hex should be online very soon for Invoker too.
This is Alliance like just nearing the end of their prime, though. They go much beyond this. Even one lane of racks up, and they will have to just completely outplay Cloud9 and be way ahead in terms of items. We'll see if they can do it. 200 gold, away from the Hex, hunting for pickoffs.
They just lost their range tracks to creeps.
Yeah, unfortunate. I guess pretty much expected with the pressure bottom. It's this bottom lane where they've got to win the fight. And the arrow comes in from the side, it won't connect, just hits a creep. And now a smoke from Cloud9. They're all going to group up in en masse. They'll head towards the bottom lane. But they won't find anyone. Just Bone7 and Envy, chilling mid. Actually in a somewhat dangerous position on the low ground here. But nobody's going to find them just yet.
What's low to go for? Heart. It's the next choice. He's just going really, really tanky. I mean, Slardar isn't useless late game by any means. It's just, I don't know. He's a melee hero. He's not a cute carry, you know.
It's hard for him to dish out the damage, even if on paper he can distribute a lot. Oh, Blake in. There's a leap in, rather. The arrow's going to be slightly off the mark. They won't get the kill. Are they still chasing us for it? No, they'll back off.
S4's finally doing the Ghost Walk Orchid thing.
He's actually been doing it for like,
for
like 8 minutes or so.
Yeah, quite a while now. Once he got his Orchid, he started doing it.
But yeah, it wasn't until the point where Cloud9 were pretty much like bottled up in their base anyway, or like fighting at their own terms.
Yeah, I think he could have got so many kills if he didn't go 4-staff and rushed Orchid. But, like, there's so many times Envy's just like trying to farm the jungle. He could have just solo killed him over and over again.
I guess from the other perspective, Alliance grouped up as 4 top, and they were thinking like we're gonna just go win the game, and then all of a sudden Cloud9 had the 4 hero kills and turned the game around pretty heavily. So they may have felt like they didn't want it to get to that point where he used to be hunting heroes, just end the game at like 20-25 minutes.
Yeah, they definitely needed to end the game. Like when they drafted this, they didn't expect it to go 42 minutes, that's for sure. But they're trying to do whatever they can to just make their heroes scale in the late game.
Oh, here comes it's not a Hex. It's actually a Scotty.
Scotty.
Oh, we saw it from Resolution. It was okay. It's definitely a little more, I guess it's a little more late game in theory. But
yeah,
Hex is pretty damn good as well.
Hex is always good.
It's pretty good for kiting Gyro, though. That hero does not have the best attack range, and you gotta hit something to get the flat cannon off. So, could be a bit of a nuisance, I guess.
When you play Gyro, you press your E button and just A-click the ground.
A-click the ground, yeah, find something to hit. Keep the Chen creeps back as well, I guess.
That's gonna be hard to pull off.
I'm just waiting for
their
the
strategy.
I don't know. I'm just waiting for the EGM E-Blade. That's ultimately what I've got my eyes on. To me, that's the game-winning item. 3,300 health.
Slaughter chose to go for a heart over an Assault Cuirass. I find that a little curious.
He's already got BKB. I mean, it's all physical damage at that point that Cloud9 could throw his way.
Yeah, pretty
There's
much.
your Dagon 5. Woohoo!
Oh, Envy.
Highlight dies here. They don't have the gem nearby, though. This could be a huge pickoff. The opportunity's there. There isn't Aegis, and there's a relocate out. But Highlight dies running quite low on
He
mana.
can kill the...
Cancel TP here. He's going to focus. Envy with the cold snap. Highlight die already TP'd out. He didn't cancel it in time. Now he's going to go down once. This will be 2 deaths for Envy. This might be the opening for Alliance, and they're smelling it. Blood in the water. Envy will die twice. He does have buyback.
That's huge. I'm surprised S4 didn't cancel the Wisp TP and just kill them both. I thought he was going to for sure.
Maybe he was worried the Wisp would relocate out in time, but
Yeah, I guess. That was a big blunder though from C9. That you can't just lose 2 Aegises 44 minutes in the game like that, or 2 lives.
they don't have a gem, or at least they didn't have one there. So no vision. Do they have one in the base? No. I guess the gem just is back in the Alliance base. Yeah, they've got an extra now. These gems have been like hot potatoes this game, I'll tell you. Look at Loda. He's really wailing away at this tower. Unfortunately, also taking a lot of damage, but he could just back up with his heart, heal up, and it kind of goes back to the Ancient Apparition ban, where this is hard to stop the siege.
They don't have much D-push is the problem. They have like Starfall. Yeah, and Shockwave.
It really comes down to hitting some of these stuns. The familiar stuns into the arrow, but they can't quite land any. Meanwhile, Bone 7 is perched on the sidelines.
They could do that again, where the cute play where they do the arrow and the skewer. They've done it twice now with great success. Pretty good at defending their base if they do that.
I guess it's tougher when Alliance are sieging the high ground, because this is where they'll be on high alert. Bottom lane when Bulldog was just farming, maybe not quite so much. We'll see if he can pull it off, though. There's a few heroes to the right, but mostly they're just sitting straight ahead.
They're taking a lot of building damage now.
Oh, EGM almost walked into it. But top lane's also pushing in. They enfeeble Envy, who, with the enfeeble, is kind of underwhelming in his damage output. Another EMP Tornado trying to force out a BKB. Envy, he won't bite on that one. And now, what's been delivered? Still no E-Blade. It's getting close, but they don't want to wait for that from EGM. They want to go end the game now. Loda can go in with this creep wave. Maybe he'll wait one more. Wait for the next wave, perhaps. They're just slowly chipping away at this range rack, so it won't regen. Another arrow comes through, just barely failing to connect until it hits EGM on the backside, but there's no good way to engage. And now top lane's pushing in to the Dire base, bottom lane into the Radiant. But Alliance aren't going anywhere. They ain't going to budge. This will be the push for them. Win or lose, they'll force a Cloud9 defense now. And in terms of buybacks, we can check those real quickly. 3 on the Dire side, 2 on the Radiant. But the Radiant not going to be able to use theirs too effectively. They brought down the range racks, and the push just keeps on coming Cloud9's way. Cloud9 got to do something soon.
Yeah, they need to find an opening. I think they're trying to find an opening with Arrow, but they're just not getting it.
They even hit an arrow, but it was on the Bane, who's all the way over here. And they had like 3 heroes in this region.
Well, they got Invoker to TP back, but did not look for stragglers.
I mean, maybe this is where S4 even transitions into a carry and gets like a MKB as his next item.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he goes for some damage items now, because if you go Scotty, you're pretty much committing yourself to being a heavy right-clicker.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
Yeah, pretty much. So you might as well just build some damage with it. And if they keep doing this, they're just going to slowly but surely kill all of C9's base.
Yeah, now mid lane will always push in, and they can go bottom lane, start applying pressure there, and constantly Cloud9 going to have to choose, do we send someone to defend top? Do we let our tier 4s take a bit of damage? Do we defend mid, or do we let the melee rack slowly chip down? It is not an easy choice for them. Dire Courier's bought a Hyperstone for AUI. Looks like he wants to complete an Assault Cuirass, but he's short on the gold. And does he have buyback with this purchase? He actually doesn't. He's 250 short.
Wow. Has Mag had BKB for a while?
Look at this. They were hunting for a courier. They figured there was a late game purchase, and they almost get the courier kill. There was a game in the TI3 group prelims and like the group stages at Valve where didn't someone win a game because they killed a courier that had a heart?
They still might get it.
Uh-oh. Still chasing
They really want it. I don't remember that game, to be honest with you, but it looks like they're going in, and they're not going to find anything, though.
I want to say it was Invictus game. It was one of the Chinese teams I remember. It was LGD versus somebody, maybe? Well, either way. That's ancient history, I suppose, at this point. For all the youngins out there.
Indeed. So they've had BKB. Was this a recent pickup on Mag, the BKB? Because I think that may be what they're looking for.
Oh, it's brand new. It's 10 seconds. Yeah, he did not have it in any of the previous fights that I can recall.
Maybe they're willing to let one Rax die just so Mag could get his BKB. Because if he just blinks in there and gets orchided,
game's over.
Yeah, it's a problem.
I mean, he can buy back, but the thing for Cloud9 is when Mag goes in, they all have to go in with the BKB on the gyro, the flat cannon, and just fully commit to the fight. At which point, if he just gets orchided, doesn't get off the ult, then the fight's over, even if he buys back.
Yeah, I think their play is they just fish with skewers whenever they push in. They need to be attempting more skewers, I believe.
They haven't gone for they went for the one bottom. That's been literally it the entire game, at least unless I missed one, which I don't think I did. So yeah, it's just it's been the arrows they've counted on, but Cloud Alliance they're not catching.
Remember when Invoker had Aegis on top lane? He got skewered into an arrow. That's how that fight started.
Okay. Yeah, and there's the Nyx kill bottom, so I guess there was two.
Yeah.
They haven't really attempted any since like the past 20-30 minutes. Aegis Cheese will fall. They get the Aegis onto the Invoker. And this is a hero you don't want to have 2 lives late game. So much control he can offer.
does it. He has the money if he wants it.
I think it's Z-Blade time. He thinks it's buyback time, apparently. See, to me, like, what is a Bane buyback going to do here? I guess he can maybe Boots of Travel buyback. I think he's got enough.
I think if he wants Z-Blade, he should get it as well.
I think EGM should be the carry that he always wanted to be. Do it, EGM. They'll put S4 in the front lines. He's just confidently moving forward, and they're going to try and spring a trap, but Loda has found Boat 7 on the backside, isolates the Magnus. Not sure how they got the vision there, but they most certainly got it. That's the key. Now the Mjolnir coming out. Envy's been forced to BKB. There's no mag here. He can't buy back either. Sure, they got the 1 kill. Can they kill him again? He gets 4-staffed out immediately. Well, 4-staffs himself out immediately. How did they see him? Was it the tornado that gave them vision? No. Another blink crush onto Envy. Impales there, connects on 2. The relocate comes, trying to keep them alive. S4 running for his life. He ghost walks. Meanwhile, Sing Sing's been cleaned up, and it looks like Alliance have reached critical mass. They're pushing through the base. They could go for these kills, but Loda just seems only interested in taking on the Rax. Sunstrike's there, 2 hair impels there, and Envy just not enough evasion to keep them alive. They're getting massacred right near the tier 4s. They might be out of gas. Still, the Rax haven't fallen. Double buyback. The Slardar just keeps on chasing. Envy just rebought. Is he going to go down? One more right click. They get the kill. Birds finally get the revenge. But it's far too late. The base is crumbling. Cloud9's crumbling. And, well, it's a 2-0 here for Alliance. The 1-1 streaks have been broken, Fear.
That's a little disappointing. I wanted to see that.
How did they get the vision on? Was it a tornado or?
It must have been. I'm not sure. Like, it was a guess or it was a tornado. Oh, what an RP. What a player.
What a player, indeed.
What a player. But, yeah, that was a game-winning...
That was a game-winning crush. Like, once that crush happened, there's no buyback of Mag. That was the game right there.
It sucks playing Mag in these type of games. Like, everything's going so poorly. You have to play, like, so well to win. Just a lot of pressure on them. And the Alliance just didn't give him any openings.
This is where I don't envy like a player like Yao for LGD when their strategy was literally lose all the lanes, farm for like 30 minutes, and then count on Yao to hit a big RP and turn the game around. It's tough to deal with that pressure every game. I guess maybe you just get numb to it at some point, but well,
tough.
Cloud9, in the end, they just can't do it against Alliance. They 2-0'd them in the Dota or D2L's Western Division, but they fall short here. Get 2-0'd by Alliance, so Alliance gets a little revenge. And Fear, on that note, that concludes a 7.5-hour day of casting, so thank you for sticking with me the whole way, buddy.
Yeah, it was fun. I actually haven't casted in a while. Getting back in the swing of casting is kind of cool.
Well, trial by fire. Hopefully you'll be back playing soon, but before we go, this is your chance to tell everyone about all your wonderful sponsors, thank your mom, and, do whatever else it is you want to do in the shoutouts.
Oh boy. Well, first of all, I would like to thank my team, as usual, and shout out to my sponsors, Monster, Kingston HyperX, Razer, Astro, and I think about BenQ, that covers about the really important ones, I guess, that I have to cover. And that's about it.
All right, Fear, thanks for joining me, guys. You can follow him on Twitter, twitter.com/FearDota. As for myself, twitter.com/LDDota. And once again, one last big shout out to 100tb.com, a dedicated server hosting provider, for their support of Beyond the Summit, as well as Esports Ventures, your Dota 2 betting stop. Well, with that being said, that wraps up today's coverage. We will be back tomorrow with more WPC Western Division action. But for now, it's LD and Fear signing off. See you later, guys.